It's that time, right?
Yep. Like always.
I figured as much.
Yeah.
Anywho, you know who it is. It's Zeus Cruz of Olympia Multimedia, giving you another segment of Get Things Done. This particular segment, if I direct you that away, we're going to be talking about videography, photography, specifically using different types of accessories, different types of rigging to make your job easier as a photographer, as a videographer. Yes, you can use whatever device that you're going to be using in its standard format, and you'll be able to go ahead and get some good photos and get some good videos. But sometimes you might need some accessories just to make your job just a little bit more easier. And it might be able to capture an angle that in normal circumstances you might not be able to get it, right? Depending on what kind of footage or the pose in which your subject is when you're taking your photos, you might just need a little help with that. So let's check out some of the stuff that I got over here. Some of this stuff I have mentioned in previous videos, but definitely utilizing some things such as these. So this is a rig that you can put your device onto the shoe. And then from there, utilizing this remote control. This actually goes in a 240-degree angle. So why would you utilize something like this? Well, simply because if you're looking to create a segment in which you're trying to capture a lot of the environment along with your subject, that would be perfect. Because then you're encompassing everything in one shot. Instead of trying to chop it up into multiple segments, you can just have like this one extended segment and encapsulate everything that you're trying to get to, especially if you got a lot of moving parts. Right? And plus it's easy to use just by using the remote control. And then you get the shot that you want. Or you can utilize something like this. This is meant for the phone. So I know a lot of people utilize their phone, especially with the advancement of iPhones. I know for you iPhone users out there, a lot of different features, options that are provided through there. You might want to use something like this. You put it onto this attachment here. And this rig would allow you by motion sensor. So this is entirely hands off. So you literally can just stand in front of it. You have the camera right here in the front. It does come with a portable camera that you could detach from it. But essentially what it does is it's motion capture. So as long as you're within its field of view, it will move with you, right? Side to side, or it encompasses an entire 360 directional format. And then you have the adjustment back here, depending on the width and size of your phone. So you might want to utilize something like that, and it's definitely going to make your filming and your photography, especially your filming, a lot more easier. How about just using some simple riggings? This may not seem as simple as enough if you look at something like this. This is a Weebill 2. And this is a rig for your camera. It seems a lot more sophisticated, but it really is not. Right here within this attachment, you will place your camera on top of this rigging as such. And then through here, through these knobs, you can make the adjustments as far as like how much you want to extend versus how much you want your camera to kind of sit back. This is synced to a application, an app. Also too, with this one, such as other models, just keep in mind, you might have to actually get what is called a video transmission transmitter in order to utilize it properly. If you're familiar with audio transmitters, this is just a video version of it. So this is only the kind of drawback is to utilize something like this. You might have to have some additional attachments in order for it to function truly properly. But the neat thing too is this comes with a nice screen. And it's touchscreen, so you can make whatever kind of configurations, parameters, set it up as such. And then the viewfinder that's on your camera, you don't even have to utilize it no more. You can simply see it through the screen. And then the neat thing about getting something like this, you notice have the handle right here. So you have a handle here where you can be a little bit more, if you're trying to take more close-up shots, it gives you that control. And it's not that heavy. And it has a nice grip so your hand doesn't slip, right? But then you can also use this down here if you're trying to get more low level, or you're trying to position yourself, especially if there's some motion involved, to allow you to come up, and you can literally capture the motion in its real time. And again, you have the no slip. Then the beautiful thing about this is you take this apart and you can literally put it down here, and look what we got. Voila, instant tripod, in which you could put it right there and it's flushed on your tabletop. And again, you could go about filming as you wish. You have a joystick here on the side that controls the axis motor that's here on the gimbal to allow you to go in multiple directions. You have a control here to instantly record. So you can literally be hands off your device. Everything can be controlled right here. If you want to add some ISO or add some other modifications such as tint, you can control it with this knob. Then if you instantly want to take pictures or go back from photo to video, you can just press this button here. So if you're looking to do very in-depth photography, in-depth videography, this might be more suited for you to do, to utilize with all its different features and whatnot. You might want to use something like this though, which is the same concept, but it's manual. So up here, your rigging will be up here, in which it will be flushed against this pad. You can adjust it with the knob that's underneath as far as how much you want the camera to be up before, other than it being back here. And you're gonna literally hold it. You can make some other adjustments on here as far as the height in which you want your device to be. And then again, you have control. Pretty good rubber handle so you don't slip. Again, it's not heavy. If you want it to be less heavy and have a little bit more control when it comes to like steering it, especially if you're going to be doing a lot of movement, if you're going to be following around your subject, you have these weights underneath it here that you can detach, and it'll make your device even that much more lighter, so you don't put too much strain on your arm and your wrist. So instead of getting something a little bit more digitalized with not so many different features, you're looking for something simple, this might be a better fit for you. Also too, again, if you're going to use the phone, guess what? Phones have their own personal gimbal too. So this model comes from a company called Hohem. And again, your rig will be up here, which you would detach your phone right here. You have your basic controls here. Again, this remote control is detachable. You can keep it on your person. This is really great for people who are doing selfie shots. Or if you're a videographer, you're doing a lot of like just personal content, solo content. This works perfectly for you. You can kind of keep the controls right in front of you, out of sight, out of mind. And then you can still capture different angles, especially if you're trying to showcase certain things. You can use the zoom mechanism that's on here to zoom in and kind of highlight and capture certain things that you want the viewers to pick up, right? And your zoom application or mechanism here for it to be controlled. You have a handle right here, which you can utilize, but then it gets extended down here. But oh my goodness, once again, you have the beautiful option of instantly putting it on the tripod and utilizing it just like the gimbal, this bigger gimbal. And all the same format is still in play, where you can just control it by use of the remote control. Then for you guys out there who are all about the iPad, definitely something I'm going to be utilizing myself a lot more because of all the different applications and stuff that comes along with it. But with the iPad, guess what, guys? Yes, the iPad has its own rig too. So this company is called Nicey Rig. Pretty cool name, catchy name, I guess. Maybe they can work on it. No disrespect. Anywho, you see how great this is? You got the two handles on the side. Again, it's comfortable, no slip. You could definitely put control on it. The great thing about it is you have your shoe on top to allow you to add a couple more attachments. You can also add attachments if they're screw-ons. You can add them to the ends of your handles. So essentially, you could put 4 different attachments on here, which is like pretty awesome. And then for you to utilize it, right? Just open it up. And you see it instantly extends. You put your pad on here. It has a slot down here at the bottom that you could just stick your pad in. You're going to bring this back down. It has a rubber sheathing right here so it doesn't damage your device. And then once you got it to the setting that you want and it's secure, you're just going to go ahead and tighten it up with the screw. Make sure it's secure. And oh my God, look how beautiful this is. And you instantly can take video footage and control it the way you see fit. Also too, you have the setup down here if you want to put it onto a tripod and utilize it if you're doing more standardized filming or photography where you're just going to be staying in one location or one spot and you're going to be utilizing the iPad. You can simply just put it on top and there you go. All right. Just a quick note, if you are using the iPad, I do recommend this. They have this great app called Blackmagic Cam. And as you can see, you have all these different options and features on here, including the audio. You can detach your own audio, which I definitely recommend. I don't always recommend just using the microphone that's built into the devices. Sometimes distortion can creep in very quickly. So it's nice for you to get portable mics such as these that allows you to put the shoe attachment on there. And you see how I can instantly put this up here. Takes a little bit to like unscrew. But as you can see, I screw it on. And then you just plug it up. I know where the hole is. There we go. instantly. You got audio. And this is a great app to use because this enhances the camera that's on here. And you can actually put different filters on there. You could change the shutter rate on here. You can change the ISO on here. Everything is on here, hands-on, as far as your controls are concerned. You could change the lenses on here. You could change the FPS. You could do some minor mixing when it comes to the audio, but it's very minor. You can also adjust the temperature with. You have a feature for LUT where you can add these different cool filters instantly. So I definitely recommend this if you're using an iPad. It's called Blackmagic Cam. It's a great tool, great app to use just to enhance what you have here. But this is just a beautiful thing that you have a rig here to allow you to still use your iPad when it comes to filming and doing photography. Again, you can utilize what's on that app, but I wouldn't say dismiss actually using pop filters. So some rigs will allow you to detach the lens that they have, and you can actually screw these on. And these are different pop filters with different types of tints. I definitely don't dismiss these. These are very useful as well. So definitely just use what's in your best interest, what's more comfortable for you. Right? I definitely recommend having this, a portable charger. These definitely come in handy because a lot of these do need to be charged. So with that being said, just having a portable charger, it allows you to still go about your project, go about your work without any kind of interruptions. And then last but not least, to utilizing microphones, if you don't want to use an attachment built into your device straight up and you want something more handheld, I kind of recommend this. If I can get it out. So this is a brand called Boya. And this is a very well reviewed. This is probably like one of the best reviewed devices that I've ever talked about compared to all the other things I've talked about in the previous videos. That includes like the music equipment as well. I haven't heard anything bad about this brand. So it's a microphone, handheld microphone, easily to use, not heavy. It's great for when you are interviewing somebody. It's not too bulky that it's going to be taken away from the footage and it's all, into the frame as you're trying to go ahead, as you're talking with someone, interviewing someone. It has the pop filter already on it, but you can take it off. So this is what the microphone looks like. You have it attached here where it can be onto a shoe. Or if you have some type of tripod, you can actually attach it onto here. If you're using this in a setting where you're going to be sitting down and speaking, this will be perfect, where it will capture both of you. And then the neat thing about this is that if I open it up, now it detaches into two smaller mics, which is freaking amazing. And it has the attachments in the back where it can fit onto the person's garment or however they want to put it on their body, and it turns into two smaller mics. So you're essentially getting like a 2-for-1 here, where you have just a standard mic versus two additional smaller mics for something more personal. Now here, your charging piece with an additional Type-C output. So I definitely recommend this as well, especially for those who wants to utilize mics that are more hands-on and you don't want to actually connect it to your device. Boya is definitely a perfect option to utilize so that you can pick up the perfect audio. You have that quality there, and everything is going right. So I think that's it. I just appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope this was helpful. There's definitely some things to utilize out there. Mostly everything you've seen here outside of this gimbal is relatively inexpensive. You're looking at the Boya microphone. That was $89. You're looking for this handheld gimbal. This was $30. You're looking for these pop filters. They range anywhere between like $10 and $20. You're looking for motion capture type gimbal. This particular one, it ran $60. If you're looking one for more hands-on or hand personal, more control, comes with the portable remote control. This particular model with the Hohem, I believe that was a little over $100. I believe it was like $110. You're looking for this one, this type of gimbal mount that gives you that more circular feel that encompass more with the landscape and the backdrop. That ran between $50 and $60. For something more sophisticated like this particular gimbal, you are going to pay, unfortunately. That one I actually got on sale, so I paid $179 for that. But traditionally, you're looking at above $300 usually to get these type of gimbals. So definitely stay within your budget. Last but not least, the one for the iPad. This ran $65. So with anything else, when you talk about devices, electronics and stuff, you're going to have to pay a little bit. So definitely keep that in mind, guys, when it comes to your budget, right? Work within your budget, but you could definitely get some good tools, some good resources, some good attachments, accessories that will help you out with your video and photography projects. So I'm glad you guys are tuning in. You know who it is. It's Zeus Cruz of Olympia Multimedia. With the only thing left to say is get things done. Check you later.